What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm your boy NarikChase, and in this video we're going to be reviewing Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Now, this game isn't just a shift in the camera perspective, it's a return to survival horror in the truest sense. Gone are the bombastic gunfights of Resident Evil 5 and 6, replaced with the dredge-soaked hallways, limited ammo, and a deeply personal story that brings the franchise back to its roots. So having said that, let's dive on in. This is my spoiler-free review of Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. RE7 features an extensive campaign packed with suspense, mystery, and a creeping sense of doom. From the very beginning, it captures the classic Resident Evil energy, tight environments, cryptic notes, and ever-present feeling that something is very wrong. What sets the story apart is just how personal it is. You're not saving the world, you're searching for someone you love. That smaller scope, it works in the game's favor, letting the horror hit harder. Ethan Winters, our new protagonist, may not be trained like Leon, Chris, or Jill, but he's likable, grounded, and has clear motivations. It's actually refreshing to step into the shoes of someone who isn't a walking tank. As much of a fan as I am of the original OG characters, I do think that they've kind of worn out their welcome in terms of these newer entries. And I hope to see them, but more in supporting roles or in more uniquely fitting games. The way the game tells the story, through journal entries, VHS tapes, and environmental clues, adds layers to the plot. You're constantly piecing together what happened before you got here and what's waiting for you in the dark. And then there are the characters. Jack, Margaret, and Lucas Baker are some of the most compelling villains in the series. And one of the biggest issues I've always had with Resident Evil, outside of a handful of villains, most of the villains are cookie cutter, one note, and uninteresting. However, the Baker family are bizarre, they're terrifying, and at times tragically human. They aren't just monsters, they're victims themselves, twisted by the game's true antagonist, Evelyn. And I gotta ask, did anyone get any fear vibes when she was initially introduced? Now, Evelyn is actually a serious threat with an interesting backstory. But in all honesty, the Bakers kind of steal the show for me. Their boss fights were clever, their personalities unforgettable, and their presence makes every moment in the house more intense. Initially, I didn't like it, but this first person was a bold move, and it actually works to the game's benefit. It makes everything feel more intimate, more immersive, and a hell of a lot scarier. This isn't your usual action shooter. This is survival horror, and RE7 reminds you of that constantly. Exploration is definitely meaningful. The house isn't just a backdrop. It's a maze of secrets, shortcuts, and dangers. Limited inventory space forces you to make those tough calls. Do you bring more ammo? Do you bring more healing items? Hell, do I keep some of these puzzle items that I need to progress the game? That kind of decision making is peak Resident Evil. The combat is slower, but it's more strategic. Each weapon feels distinct, and gunplay is solid across the board. Dealing with the Bakers takes more than just bullets, it takes brains and timing. They do not go down easy, and they do not play fair. Enemy types like the Molded might not be as iconic as zombies, but they're no joke in close quarters. They hit hard, ambush frequently, and keep you on edge when exploring. That said, one of the worst mechanics in this game that just kept tripping me up was the damn sprinting. Clicking the joystick once to run felt awkward, especially since the rest of the games you had to hold down the button. I've definitely taken a lot of unnecessary damage trying to sprint away, only to just walk awkwardly into danger. But still, outside of that little hiccup, the gameplay mechanics are tight, inventory management is good, the puzzle solving is good, crafting worked well for me. It's all here and it all works beautifully. On the production side, this is easily one of the best Resident Evil titles ever made. The visuals are stunning, not in that flashy way, but more in a sickly, decaying, I don't want to touch that kind of way. The house is disgustingly detailed and it oozes atmosphere. The use of lighting and shadow is excellent, adding tension even when there's nothing there. And the character models, exceptionally well done. The facial capture, especially for Jack Baker, is generally impressive. The cinematic sequences with Lucas Baker and just how well they constructed his face, very expressive, very menacing, and very, very obscure. Speaking of Jack, props to Jack Brand for the voice performance. He definitely delivers a perfectly unhinged performance and makes every encounter with him intense, unpredictable, and kind of iconic. And let's talk about the sound too, because the sound design in Resident Evil 7 is elite. It's some of the best. Creaking floorboards, muffled screams, that wet fleshy sound of something crawling nearby. The audio alone can send chills down your spine. And some of the best aspects are the moments where the sound and the music isn't even there, because it tricks your mind to thinking that something's going to jump out. A boss fight is going to jump out. This is one of the most unsettling soundtracks due to the fact that there's no music playing. That makes the experience much more horror. From a pure production standpoint, RE7 has cinematic flair, refined polish, and a clear creative direction. Definitely Capcom knew what they were doing. In the end, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is everything fans with the original games could have asked for, and a brilliant way to bring in new players into the franchise. With a focused, personal story, tight gameplay, and atmosphere that practically bleeds through the screen, this is a modern horror classic. If you want tension, mystery, and a proper return to survival horror, this game is definitely it. In the comment section below, let your boy know, what are your thoughts of Resident Evil 7? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you a fan of the old school horror style, or are you a fan more of the action heavy Resident Evil games of recent day? Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what we got going on this channel. We'll catch you guys later.